Entrepreneurship is not just we go into it and everything goes smoothly. It's more like, you have to put a lot of effort in, a lot of time, and go through these hardships.
We create balance between ambition and life. You don't just build a business. You build a legacy that reflects the best of who you are. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Confident Alchemist podcast, where bold women take the brave leap to build businesses and lives they deserve. I'm Debbie, and today I have someone with me whose story is going to touch your heart and ignite your entrepreneurial spirit. I'm here with Madeleen Curnick, the founder of #IWant, and her journey is proof that when you combine passion with perseverance, you can build something extraordinary, even when the path isn't straight. Madeleen's story begins with an honors degree in consumer science clothing management from the University of Pretoria. But life had other plans. She started as a production controller, then launched an kids online store called KittyNet. She sold the business and then worked as a fashion buyer for golf brands. Then she started a corporate clothing company called Trinity, and in 2018, #IWant was born. But here's what makes her story so powerful. Madeleen didn't just build a fashion brand. She built her own clothing factory, created a team, opened physical stores, and now serves customers nationwide through 50 stockers and her own retail location. This isn't just a business success story. This is a story about a woman who refused to give up on her dreams, who learn from every setback and who build something that reflects her soul. Effortless passion that makes women feel beautiful and confident. As someone who believes that our businesses should be extensions of our authentic selves, I'm excited to dive into Madeleen's journey. The challenges, the pivots, the moments of doubt, and how she created a brand that truly represents who she is. Madeleen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Debbie. Thanks for having me.
Madeleen, you said that you have a fabric problem, that just looking at fabric, excites you. That passion led you through very fashion ventures, from KittyNet to working as a buyer to designing for golf brands. Take me through that journey of discovering where your passion could create the most impact. How did each of these experiences shape you that would eventually become #IWant?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. So firstly, let's talk about the fabric problem. And so I've just a passion for fabrics. It's just so beautiful. When I go to a fabric shop, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I have to really budget going in there, otherwise I overspend. And then just seeing the beauty of it being a roll of fabric just lying there. And then the next moment, 2 weeks later, it's a garment that somebody's wearing and it makes them feel good. So I just love seeing that transformation of the fabric into something beautiful. And then in terms of how my history shaped where I am now, where I worked, I've got a couple of people that mentored me along the way. Being a fashion buyer for the Pro Shop, I was the buyer for ladies and men's clothing and the shoes as well. You learn about planning, you learn about stock control, budgeting, sales, sell-throughs, all your corporate sort of things. I never enjoyed the corporate world as such because it was just very corporate. I had to always follow these rules, and I had my own mindset, And so that helped me in that sense of planning, because a lot of my job involves planning and really making sure that you've got the right quantities, the right sizes, the right fabrics at the right times to make my certain budgets, but not to overstock. So that helped me with that. And then, I think like all my other journeys, at the end of the day, all my other jobs help me to start #IWant and make it what it is today. So I've just applied all those principles.
And that is a beautiful thing that you actually say, because I actually teach my listeners and my clients, is that your corporate skills that you actually have, you can actually monetize it. Because a lot of people think that I had all these skills and I'm going to start a business, and what happens to my skills? And now you just proved that you actually use that skills to actually start your own business.
Yes, even if it's working with people, working with a boss that you maybe don't like, or somebody that you don't like, or a colleague that you don't get along with, you learn from those things. You learn from that and you apply it then on how to manage people, because that's a big part of having your own business is how you build relationships and how you work with people.
Yes.
And that I've learned is if you just start out, you don't have that experience. I would highly recommend to start out working. You to work hard, work for other people, work long hours, even if you don't get the money then, and then use that to promote your own business.
In 2018, #IWant was born. And you make a bold decision to open your own clothing factory in Edenvale. That's a massive undertaking. Most fashion brands actually outsource manufacturing. What drove you to take on that level of complexity and investment? And how did it feel to spend so much time in your own factory, literally building your vision from the ground up?
Sure. So I never really planned to do it. I never planned even to have my own brand. I never planned to have a factory, but it's just amazing how things just worked out. It was a very organic growth. And first of all, I started out actually outsourcing some of my manufacturing, but then there were two issues. First of all, other factories have minimum order quantities, which I couldn't get to because I'm a new brand. I can't afford to make 100 of a specific style, so I don't have that capacity, and it becomes very expensive. And then secondly, I like to have control. So if you outsource, you don't have that control over your products. You don't have control over the deadlines and the quality of the products that come out. And I tried that route. And then one day I just said to my husband, listen, I think I must just take a chance because I'm a bit of a risker. If I think of it now, tomorrow I have the machines. I'm like that. Like I just made the decision that night and I said, listen, I'm going to buy machines. And he said to me, you know what, if it doesn't work out, worst case, you sell the machines and, we move on. And he supported me. And that day, I thought, okay, he's got my back. I'm going to do this. Bought a couple of machines. I phoned a couple of people that I've met along the way. And I just said to them, listen, what would you suggest? What machine do I get? Because you get a machine for each and every step. That I figured out as I went. And I was like, oh my word, it's not just buying one straight machine. So I think I bought about 4 machines. I don't know how I even got my seamstresses. I just started asking around, and then this one knew this one and that one. And then I just started like that. But it was challenging, and it is a bit of a risk. But I'm completely vertical now, so which is quite nice because I have control over my few deadlines, my stock. If I run out of something, I can react quickly. My reaction time is quite quick.
Yes.
So I see the whole process through, and I control the price. So I don't have a middleman. It's a lot of more effort, but I like that. I like to resort. I like to be behind the scenes, and I actually like working with the fabrics and I change things all the time. So yeah, I really enjoy that part of the business.
You described your style as effortless fashion. Everyday wear that can be dressed up or down. And you said that you won't make anything that you won't personally wear. That you only wear your own clothing now. That's such a powerful statement about authenticity in business. How do you balance creating pieces that reflect your personal style, but also appealing to a diverse customer base? And what does it feel like to literally wear your business every day?
I describe my style as effortless fashion, being that when you wear it, you feel well put together. You just feel like you've got this outfit, you can dress it up or down, you add a little denim jacket and off you go to dinner. It's something that, just everyday wear for us, women. So, and I really believe I understand my clients quite well in terms of what their needs are. And I understand my market. I've got different age groups that I do try to design for, but it's all about also how you style it. So my older clients, for instance, they like more sleeves. They don't want to show their arms necessarily, and they don't like to wear like a waist belt because they feel like their waist is already, matured. Yes. And so I would, for instance, then recommend a dress with a little bit of a sleeve that you wear without a belt. But then your younger client, or I would then wear my belt with it, and I would just then accentuate my waist. And so a lot of the styles are versatile. And I think my market is quite, you've got your younger people that can wear it, you've got your middle class and in your older, more mature clients.
Yes.
And I just work like that. And also for me, wearing it every day, it's genuinely what I like. So I love creating the clothing and that I specifically love, and then I wear it, and it happen to be then my taste of my clients as well. And I do feel proud if I wear this. Somebody says, "Oh, I love your dress," and I'm okay, thanks. I designed it. Like a pretty sorry. I do feel proud. I don't always think about it, but it's just I don't even give it second thought. I'm never in shops. I never shop around. I'm just happy with what I have. And if I feel like I'm missing a little jacket that can go with the dress, then I design one and I make it and I sell it. So anything that I feel I miss in my wardrobe, I don't want to pack on my trip to Italy that I just happened to be on. So I'm thinking, what am I going to wear? And I think, okay, like a nice little dress that can not crease easily. And then I design that and I make that. And I send it like that to my clients to say that it doesn't crease easily. It's easy to pack. It's small. It's the fabric washes well. And I can also test that. I wear it, I test it, and I know what doesn't work. If it doesn't work, I fix it. So yeah, that's the beauty of having your own range.
But I can just imagine how you cover it most in your wardrobe.
Yes, and I do try out quite a lot, but I do wear my samples on my floppies sometimes. The ones that don't come out so lacquer, then I maybe one sleeve is shorter than the other one. No one will notice, and I wear those as well. So yeah,
so beautiful. You've been honest about the fact that the business is a roller coaster, and you experience a particular challenge time about 2 years after starting your factory, when cash flow was very low. But you needed to invest regularly into stock. You had to retrain staff, people you love, and that was incredibly difficult for you. How did you navigate the dark period, and what did it teach you about resilience and the reality of building something significant?
So what happened was, when your business at the beginning goes through a growth phase, you also need to invest a lot of cash into stock in order to make sales.
Yes.
And it's such a hard thing to get that balance right, to not invest too much and have your overheads too high in comparison to what you can actually sell and bring back into your cash flow. So I think my balance was just slightly out there. It was quite hard because, exactly as you said, you have to let go of people that mean a lot to you. And I had to have one-on-one conversation that I'm crying through all of them, say to them, I'm so sorry, and I try to organize them work somewhere else. But I've learned a lot from it. It's not, entrepreneurship is not just we go into it and everything goes smoothly. It's more like, you have to put a lot of effort in, a lot of time, and go through these hardships. I've learned so much about it because now I plan a little bit better. I look at my numbers. I try to balance my overheads with what I need to manufacture. And the good part of the story, I managed to employ all of them again. So literally one by one, I just added them again, and they were so happy to come and work for me again. So you do go through these harder times, and that's what makes the journey so much more beautiful. And then when you have the wins, it just feels so much better because you know what you've been through and what you put. If a business doesn't go through it, it's almost like a relationship. You go through these hard times. It's either you don't work it out in these part ways, or you figure it out and you find little structures, you find little ways that can work, and you make it better and better. And it's amazing how that curve will eventually grow and grow. And I've never thought I'm going to give up. I just thought there's no ways. Too many people depending on me. I'm too far in it. I'm going to try this again in just a different way.
You've mentioned that you set your business up and you don't work in 24/7 anymore, but rather on the business, focusing on growth while having systems and people in place. You work hard in the mornings and focus on your kids in the afternoons. You're also passionate about outdoor activities, like biking, mountain biking, and you even started playing netball in your 40s. How important has it been to create this balance? And what is your vision for your future for both #I want and your personal life?
Yeah, I feel very passionate about balance. I think it's so important. But obviously, when you start out, it's full. You're fully into it. I remember when I was pregnant, and then I had my kids. My boy had to sleep in a box next to my desk because we had boxes and we were unpacking stuff, and he was just too happy. And I had to travel my kids around with me at all times. But at that age, almost they don't remember. They just wanted to be comforted and in a good size, and they don't care. So when I started out, I really worked hard, and they were with me there next to me. And then now that they're older, they do need me more, be next to the sports field and just know that the mom is there for them when they need me. So I do try to balance that lifestyle now. So I've set my business up so that I've got basically a person in place managing different sections of the business, and I try to oversee it from the top. So I always say to rather work on your business than in your business is a good motto, because if you're in your business, you're just an employee. So I always ask myself, the task that I'm about to do, am I the only person that can do it, or can somebody else do it? And if I answer somebody else can do it, then I delegate. So then I give it up. But if it's something that just I can do, so in terms of sourcing the fabrics or the design or something that I need to do myself, then I would do it. And then I try to have very productive mornings, involved in the marketing, the aligning, fabric sourcing, all the rest. And then in the afternoons, I try to be there for my kids.
Yes.
A lot of my work I can do from my phone. It's set up like that. My emails are there. But I always try to, if I'm waiting and they're playing cricket or something, I'm quickly doing my emails. But if I'm with them, I always try to put my phone away so that they don't connect, that they don't think that I'm always working when I'm with them. And then the sport's quite important. I love doing it with my husband as well. We mountain bike together, we trail run together. So important. And I'm a better person. I definitely, the happy hormones flow when I'm active. So if you don't have that balance, I think you'll lose yourself and you'll be hard to work with, even with your people and with your employees. So for me personally, I need that balance.
It's definitely all about balance, but also showing to our listeners once again, that freedom that you were able to build for yourself because you're an entrepreneur. And that is what entrepreneurship is. You do get the heartache, you get the challenges, but at the end of the day, you can be there for your kids out of your own choice.
Yes, and you're in control of your own life. State it for yourself. There's no one there that keeps you there. It's just yourself. So it's your decisions at the end of the day. And if you're a hard worker, then it will work because you have to put in a lot of effort in and a lot of time in. And that's what I've done. And I think I'm at that stage. It took a long time to get where I'm at now. It's still hard because a lot of people depend on you, but it's I really enjoy the journey a lot. Yes. And then and I think like you ask about the future as well of the company, and I think I just want to carry on growing it and then be a proudly South African brand because we there's a lot of imports and a lot of competition that's imported. So for me to grow a strong South African brand is at the end of the day what I would want to do.
Madeleen, thank you for sharing your heart with us and your journey with us. Your story beautifully illustrates that building a business isn't just about making profit. It's about creating something that reflects who you are. Serves others authentically and allows you to live a life that honors all parts of yourself. Here's what moves me about Madeleen's approach. She builds something that completely aligns with who she is. From a fabric obsession to a commitment to effortless style. From a dedication to quality manufacturing to a focus on family balance. Every aspect of her business reflects her authentic self. Here are the 4 powerful lessons from this conversation. Number 1. Your passion can become your profession when you're willing to learn, pivot, and persist through various repetitions until you find the right expression. Number 2. Taking on more complexity, like opening your own factory, can eventually give you more control and better serve your vision, even though it requires more courage and investment. Number 3. Authenticity in business isn't just about a buzzword. When you create what you personally love and use, that genuine enthusiasm relates to customer service and they will trust and connect with your brand. Number 4. Success includes building a business that supports the life that you want to live, not one that consumes it. Madeleen's focus on morning productivity and afternoon family time shows that you can grow a business while honoring your priorities. If you're passionate about something, whether it's fashion, food, fitness, or any other field, pay attention to that excitement. Like Madeleen's fabric problem, obsession might be pointing you towards your business opportunity. Send me a message and tell me about your own fabric problem. What gets you genuinely excited that could potentially serve others? What would you create if you knew you couldn't fail it? Remember what Madeleen showed us today. That when you build something from your authentic passion, when you're willing to take on complexity to maintain quality, and when you create balance between ambition and life, you don't just build a business. You build a legacy that reflects the best of who you are. Your effortless success is waiting for you to create it with the same passion that Madeleen's that brings to beautiful fabric. Thank you for listening again. See you next week for another dose of truth, boldness, and transformation.